You already know how to talk to God. You've just been using the wrong vocabulary. See, the language of the infinite isn't English or Sanskrit or even prayer. It's attention. When you really listen, the way a musician listens to silence before the first note, you're already in conversation. The infinite speaks not in words, but in patterns, coincidences, sensations, timing. Each time you say, that's strange, you're already halfway through a sentence with God. You just didn't know you were the other half of the dialogue. And maybe that's the point. Because when you stop trying to channel and start allowing, like a river allowing its own current to remember gravity, then the channel clears. That's how spiritual activation happens. Not as lightning bolts or voices from the clouds, but it's a subtle click inside the nervous system. A realization that what you called intuition was never yours alone. It's the echo of the universal intelligence humming in your fascia, conducting electricity through the salt water of your body, like a divine radio signal saying, I was never gone. You just weren't tuned in. There's physics here too, if you wanted. Every neuron is a tiny antenna. The more coherent your emotion, the stronger your signal. Gratitude, compassion, awe, those are coherence frequencies. Fear and shame scatter the wave. So when you raise your frequency, you're not doing anything mystical. You're fine-tuning the amplitude of perception itself. Your brain literally starts picking up subtler data. That's the scientific term for miracle. And if you don't, well, imagine owning a quantum radio and using it as a paperweight. That's what ignoring your intuition feels like to the universe. It's patient, but it sighs. When you start hearing that quiet guidance, life rearranges, not instantly, more like tectonic plates shifting under still water. You start noticing patterns in relationships. People who vibrate with your old frequencies drift out. New ones, glowing, like freshly downloaded upgrades drift in. It's not personal, it's resonance. You're tuning to a new harmonic. And anything that can't match your new coherence, it either transforms or dissolves. You might resist it. Most people do. The mind says, I'm losing everything. The soul says, no, you're losing distortion. That's the price of clear signal. The static goes first. Here's the cosmic joke. The moment you try too hard to connect, you create separation. It's like yelling quiet at a library. So instead, play. Ask a question to the universe and then forget it. Go make coffee. If you can laugh while waiting for the answer, you've already aligned your frequency. Humour's a bridge between dimensions. Laughter is the sound of trust noticing itself. Here's the blunt part. Ignore this work, this listening, this coherence, this service. And life will remind you anyway. Because karma isn't punishment. It's course correction. Ignore intuition long enough. You'll get hit by louder lessons. A broken job, a heartbreak, a crisis that screams, hey, are you listening now? The universe loves you enough to be inconvenient. But when you finally listen, life simplifies like a solved equation. It's not magic, it's cause and effect finely aligned. Every thought you have emits geometry. Every emotion you hold generates rhythm. When those align, you're not talking to God. You're thinking as God thinks. Not in arrogance, but in harmonic participation. The separation was always just mislabeling, confusing I for everything in drag. Because in truth, you never stopped being a part of the field. You just stopped calling it home. So now, as you breathe, feel your attention expand a little further out. Like your skin isn't a wall, but a listening membrane. Let awareness touch the edges of sound, the hum of electricity, the whisper of air. That's conversation. Every sensation is a syllable, every breath a reply. Now imagine you remember this tomorrow and next week, and one day someone asks you, how do you talk to God? And you laugh, because by then you'll know the secret. It was never about talking. It was about hearing yourself clearly enough to realize the answer was always mid-sentence.